So my name is Owen Anthony Butters Sr. I'm currently residing here in Norfolk, Virginia. I'm from Georgetown, Guyana, South America, and I originate from the Butters Robinson family of Guyana. I'm a 19-year U.S. Navy veteran, in which now I work in the government. I'm currently a detailer or Marine placement specialist. I make sure my guys go out to sea and have a job. At times, we look for, greater adventures. And of course, us as Caribbean people, or people from around the world, we find our way migrating to the U.S. So life was when you get a chance to spend a day with daddy, you're on a boat. When you home with mommy, you in the yard, and you in the house and doing normally family things, cooking. And when kids have kids time back in the country, back in the den, is you in the yard playing with a soccer ball. The biggest tradition for anything, honestly, is family. We take care of our family. We take care of our elderly. Sometimes you have the traditional Sunday dinner. That's something where I can remember. We had or just hosting a night with another family where both families eat together, and just worship together. I think if I look back at it now, being around families is the biggest thing. So as long as the family was together, I think we'll be pretty good. There's one point in time where I thought about moving to Dubai. Your routine is different because now you're going from a small country like Georgetown, Guyana, to Brooklyn, New York. So that's a big culture shock, even though it just so happened where we lived at was a lot of Caribbean culture. So it eventually was very easy when, you're in school, you look left, you look right, the kids next to you sound like you, understand you, even though they may wear a different flag. Reach out to somebody. If you do know somebody in that area, reach out. We're in the day and age of technology. Everything's on the internet. So we can do as much research as we really can, because we have to definitely gain the knowledge before we make such a drastic move when we decide to migrate. Guyana is not a place where one person gets too bigger than the other. We're growing up in the same culture. And from what I saw with my parents and grandparents, everybody took care of each other. You never really knew who was hurting for something. Even I left at a young age, we've still managed to keep the culture, all the old stories, the old songs. I have 3 American kids, so the one thing about my kids, especially my oldest, she saw everything, she always heard everything we talk about. She always wanted to know, why does Granny's accent's a little stronger than your accent, or great Granny's accent's a little stronger? And, kids being kids, they got 100 questions. So I've managed to always make sure that I kept the culture alive around my kids so they can really understand. So they see some of the things that we do. We managed to have Independence Weekend, and we showcase a lot of the old games we play from back home. Majority of my family was together. So that was the easy part. Coming from a third world country, everything is still small. You don't have the big organizations taking over. Everything is still homely and community. Community is everything nowadays. And whether it's Guyana or anywhere in Africa, we have so much of the same things, whether it's the food, the atmosphere, the music, and the family orientation is still the same. You take care of your elders, and that's the thing. I have so many African friends, and Guyanese friends, Caribbean friends, and that's the one thing where I've seen when it comes to both the African roots of my friends and the Caribbean and Guyanese culture is my mother. My mother has managed to raise 4 kids the last 31 years. My father died in 1991, and our family wrapped their arms around my mother, and they just said, we're going to continue. So women have times where, the world gets a little heavy, but she's always shown that strength and that adversity in every corner. She has 4 kids that's sitting here living life, and things have been pretty good. A lot of my strength, comes from my mom.